Hey guys, so quick video here on vaccines and GMOs. You see, on occasion, I go into Google and I just type in some keywords to see what comes up. Did that this morning and found quite a few articles come out over the past couple of days about vaccines and GMOs, and they are bullshit propaganda articles. So I want to talk about them. And you see, before I get into that though, I want to make a point. And that is that the censorship of information, it's not a political issue. I've seen a lot of talk going around these days about the idea of conservatives being suppressed, conservatives being censored. And yeah, sometimes conservative ideologies fit into narratives that the deep state or the cabal doesn't want out there. But censorship is not it doesn't fit into that political duality spectrum. You see, when it comes to, for instance, health information and many other topics as well, they are just as censored, just as ridiculed, just as suppressed as, quote, conservative ideas are. And this has been going on for years and years. I mean, I have been in the natural health realm for, 6-7 years now, researching and being active in it. And I have seen censorship and suppression go on that whole time. Threats for talking about, vaccine GMO truths, ridicule in the media, et cetera, et cetera. So, point I want to make here, truth is what's censored, not conservatives. Truth. Sometimes truth is not a conservative thing. So, let's get into some of these topics. First one, I've seen this going around many places. It says a new vaccine could wipe out acne. And if you know anything about holistic health, this is just about one of the most laughable things you could ever read. First of all, vaccines don't prevent disease. They just completely lie to us about them. The foundations of what they tell us about vaccines are wrong. They don't stimulate proper immune response. So it's not like vaccines the end-all cure-all like some people think abortion is. Like, oh, I'm going to have a kid, just have an abortion. Oh, I got a disease, just get a vaccine. No, it's not like that. And second of all, acne. Acne itself is not caused by some kind of virus or can't get rid of some kind of disease. Acne is just simply caused by bad habits. Really, it's caused by internal body fungus, candida, especially fungus in your gut, in your digestive tract. And your body is so overloaded with this fungus and toxins and bad bacteria that it's purging it through the largest organ of your body, that is your skin. So acne, the best thing to do to get rid of acne is take a freaking probiotic, drink some kombucha, just get healthier. The reason so many teens get acne is because their hormones are all changing. And of course, teenagers can start making their own choices in life. Parents can't really tell them what to eat anymore. So they just go out and eat whatever the hell their friends are eating, and it's all shit food, right? So no new vaccine is going to wipe out acne. If you want to wipe out acne, just educate yourself a little bit, make better choices. Second of all, saw this article in Forbes. It said, meet the forgotten scientist who invented the measles vaccine. And then it goes on to say, yada yada, as if Jonas Salk gained worldwide fame for his polio vaccine. Again, vaccines don't get rid of disease. Conveniently, when they introduced the polio vaccine to the public, they also redefined meningitis. So what doctors started doing is saying that less people had polio and saying that more people had meningitis. You see, that artificially lowered the polio numbers. Introduce the vaccine. Oh, rewrite the book so it makes it look like the vaccine got rid of polio. Not really. It's still around. It's just called different names now, like Guillain-Barré and acute myelitis paralysis, right? Anyway, this article continues to say, all these people gain fame for these vaccines. What about this guy for the measles vaccine? Blah, 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 blah. BS, BS, BS. Again, let's actually look at an article now that discusses how many of these diseases weren't actually gotten rid of by vaccines. This is a article from a good website called Health Impact News. It's by Suzanne Humphreys and another foreign scientist. But it goes into all kinds of data showing, oh, look, the whooping cough vaccine, widespread use in the late 40s, the disease declined 90% anyway before the vaccine was introduced. Same thing, whooping cough vaccine here in this study. With this study, look at the measles vaccine introduced in 1968. Wow, that's like 99% decline in the disease before the vaccine were introduced. Because, again, vaccines don't get rid of disease. Proper nutrition, proper lifestyle, good sanitation, all of these things is what really caused the decline of disease in the 1940s, 50s, and 60s. Vaccines were introduced, conveniently made to look like they were the cause. In fact, not. So there's some stuff on vaccines. Again, be very wary whenever they say a new vaccine can be like an end-all cure-all for some disease out there. Really makes people want to go get it, right? Inject all sorts of people with mercury and aluminum. And again, it's the foundations of what we believe about vaccines are wrong. We have to unlearn and relearn about them. So now let's talk about some GMOs, some GMOs. Actually, one more thing on vaccines. This article is still going around. I think I mentioned it about a week ago in a video, but I saw it again. Russian Twitter trolls are weaponizing the online vaccine debate. So, like I mentioned earlier, censorship, suppression, misinformation. Now they're trying to blame Russian trolls, for spreading what they call anti-vaccine propaganda. No, they're not. It's actual humans waking up and spreading it. And not only that, but now they're trying to say Russian trolls are spreading vaccine myth, and they're anti-GMO. They're anti-GMO Russian trolls. I guess Russian trolls are really trying to wake us up. They want what's best for us. And this website here, it's called Genetic Literacy Project. This website's been around for years, but they are, I don't know who they're created by or who funds them. Cornell, you can see here, so they obviously have connections to Ivy League institutions, deep state colleges. The Genetic Literacy Project has been spreading mainstream establishment science propaganda since their inception, and that's why they were created. You can see science, not ideology. Perfect brainwashing, a perfect mind control lingo right there, and that's exactly what they're trying to do here. Russia trolls, not only spreading, quote, myths about vaccines, but they're anti-GMO. And one last article on GMOs, again, the Washington Examiner. Kind of bummed me out. Typically, the Washington Examiner writes more political truth than most other corporate media like CNN and NBC and Washington Post and whatnot. Washington Examiner, I typically like more for that, but they dropped the ball with this opinion piece. Totally fumble it. They say an anti-scientific cult. Again, those beautiful keywords there, mind control keywords, anti-scientific and cult. Science, just the word science these days, has been used so conveniently, so efficiently at brainwashing us. Science confirms something, oh, must be the truth, right? It's not like science or data can be made up or lied about. Anyway, this says an anti-scientific cult has way too much control over non-GMO food labels. And what they're trying to do is discredit the non-GMO Project verified company, which this company has been in existence for a while now, I think maybe upwards of 10 years. And they have grown immensely because so many natural and organic companies, they understand that the USDA organic stamp really doesn't mean anything. Really, all that's required for that stamp is paperwork and a bunch of money, and you can get an USDA organic label. Not much testing actually goes into it. With non-GMO Project Verified, you actually get testing. It used to only take a few weeks to send a sample into the non-GMO Project labs in Bellingham, Washington, get your stuff approved, and then get that stamp on your labels. But now, because of so much interest in the non-GMO Project Verified stamp and company, it takes them like 6 months. And they have such a backup in approval for products because of the interest in it, of the fame it's getting, the notoriety. So that's why articles like this have to be written now because, oh man, they're anti-scientific cults. They're cults. Anybody you don't like is a cult. And they try to say this non-GMO project is an innocuous little label. Look at that. Just total blasphemy there. It's a little label. And down here, I love the fact that they say, oh, all these, the FDA, the EPA, the Department of Agriculture, all these authorities, all these figures you can trust. Check it out. Under the administrations of both parties. So they're trying to capture people from all sides of the aisle with this article. Under the administrations of both parties, science showing that GMOs have been evaluated and accepted by government, consumer, and health protection agencies. They're all approved. GMOs are safe, they're trying to say. Horseshit and a half. look, they're trying to say the National Academy of Sciences and AMA, they're trying to throw just every appeal to authority, fallacious argument out there that they can, and it's all nonsense. So again, guys, and this comes from the Washington Examiner, typically right-leaning conservative outlet. So that's the thing. Censorship is not occurring. Ridicule and suppression is not occurring to a political polarity, a right or a left wing or whatever the case. It's truth. Truth about health, truth about vaccines, GMOs, truth about politics, truth about Q, truth about Pizzagate, truth about, what's going on in space and all these, quote, conspiracies. That's what they try to get rid of. So anyway, that's that quick video I want to do there for you guys. Vaccines, GMOs, just reject the poison. Done.